Hi, I'm Brad Winter, CEO of Pest Register, and we are here today glad to be releasing our first release for 2021. We plan to put out new releases approximately every 6 weeks. We're committed to continually improve Pest Register, both with improved usability and adding new features to make it the best in the industry. Your feedback is essential for us to make the software better so that it supports your businesses better. Don't forget our webinars, and we will be making more training videos this year to help you better utilise the software to streamline your business. Thanks, and remember, I'm always open to hearing your ideas and concerns, and I'm going to now hand you over to Nick, one of our developers, who's going to take you through the changes in our first release of the year. Thanks.
Hi there, I'm Nick, one of the developers here at Pest Register. Today I'll be walking you through some of the changes that we've got lined up for our first update of 2021. This release is mostly geared towards the scheduler, but we've also made some changes to invoicing, licenses, reports, and new improvements to the interface. But before we get started, we've got some notes. This release now requires you to update your iPhone or iPad to iOS or iPadOS 14. We now also no longer support the old version of Microsoft Edge, so you'll need to either upgrade to the new version or use another browser such as Google Chrome. But now that we've gone through the introduction, let's take a look at what we've changed in our first update for 2021.1. The first change comes to the notification panel. Your unread notifications will now appear at the top left corner of the navigation menu. This is aimed at making your notifications more visible and actionable. You now also have more control over reference numbers. Previously, if 2 staff were creating a report at the same time, for example, one of the staff members may have got a pop-up error saying that the reference number was taken when they tried to submit a report. This has now been resolved, and reference numbers should now no longer clash. We've also made improvements to sending emails with a new interface which is used throughout the system. When you decide to send off a report, an invoice, or a payment receipt to a client, a new pop-up will appear with the option of changing the email address or selecting a suggested email if this client is the primary client of a group. In this release, we've also improved the usability of creating a new report by removing the Extra tab and giving you the option of saving a report as a draft, even if all the required fields haven't been filled out. These incomplete reports will be marked in red, and you may go back and finish filling them out at a later stage. Invoicing has also been given a small facelift in this release with the following changes. $0 invoices can now have a manual payment put towards them, and they can also now be archived. In system defaults, you may now also specify some terms and conditions which can be displayed on your invoice PDFs under your bank account details. The invoice description box can now also be customized with colors, headings, and longer details. Plus, searching for inventory is also a lot quicker when adding them to your invoice. Finally, in this release, we've also made some changes to the scheduler, with a lot of the refinements helping to aid in overall usability. We've given the scheduler a brand new interface, with the left-hand sidebar now allowing you to quickly switch calendar views, find your appointment types, and check your status colors. And the right-hand sidebar now shows your filters and unscheduled appointments. Talking about unscheduled appointments, they will now display as 3 different colors based on their estimated date. If the estimated date has passed, it will now appear as red. If the estimated date is approaching, it will appear as orange. And if the estimated date is in the future and not approaching yet, then it will appear as black. There is also a new setting in your account details which will force the calendar to open the last date you are looking at if you were to leave the calendar and then go back to it later on. The staff schedule has also been refined to display your staff members vertically if there are less than 3, and if there are more than 3, then it will display them in the traditional horizontal layout. Now on to appointment types. Each appointment type can now have its own assigned colour, and via system defaults you can now specify how to assign colours to your new appointments. So for example, if you were to switch it from staff to appointment type, then any new appointments will inherit the colour of your type instead of the staff that you assign to that appointment. Appointment types can now also be given client-friendly details, such as a title and description, and these details will be printed on any reminders that are sent out to your clients. By doing this, you can separate names for your appointment types which are used internally by staff and a separate set which the client can see. The final major change in this release brings a brand new interface for creating and editing appointments. Appointment types, clients, staff, and colour each open in their own separate windows which allow for more granular details. For example, I can set the appointment type like this, then create a client, set a reminder, attach some staff, and as you can see I can now check staff availability for all my staff members in this specific time slot. And finally, I can change the appointment colour. And as you can see here, I can override the default appointment colour by selecting one of my appointment types or one of the staff member colours of whom are attached to this appointment. And that wraps up some of the changes that we've made in this release 2021.1. Please read our full release notes for a list of all the changes we've made in this update. And as always, we appreciate all the feedback that we receive from our customers, you. We have a feedback page where you can give us suggestions and upvote ideas from other users of the system. And we also have a Facebook group where you can communicate with us directly and share insights with other members. Thank you for watching this video, and we'll catch you next time.